Brandon, what is the latest on Freddy Galvis?
Freddy Galvis ran earlier today. He is participating in full batting practice, doing defensive work. Like to think that he potentially could be off the bench, available off the bench tonight, and be in there in the next couple days.
Steve Molesky, go ahead.
Brandon, are you seeing good signs in recent games from Ryan Mountcastle? And when he does get to a point where you're happy with his hitting consistency, what will have brought that about for him, do you think?
Yeah, I think the last few games, the at-bats have improved. I was really impressed with that last at-bat off Chapman yesterday. It was Chapman throwing 100, 102 miles an hour, and Ryan was staying right with him, was on every pitch, fouled some tough pitches back. So I think that shows you that his confidence is growing in the batter's box. I think when we know that Ryan's going to be right is when you see him start laying off the breaking balls away. And the breaking balls for balls down, not chasing the elevated fastball. Mike Fiers tonight's an elevated fastball guy. It's not the high velo, but he does pitch up, down. So Ryan's just got to push him down a little bit, get him in the strike zone. But I have been encouraged by the swings the last few days. Saw the base hit to right yesterday also. So swinging the bat much better.
Bill Ladson, go ahead.
Yes, this is not really an Orioles question, but I'm writing a story on Willie Mays, and he's celebrating his 90th birthday next week. And I'd like to know what has impressed you the most about Willie Mays, the player, and what you know about him.
Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, so I know a lot about Willie Mays. Mays, McCovey, they were a little bit before my time. I'm more in the Will Clark, Matt Williams era of Giants baseball, but obviously Willie Mays is an enormous deal. Growing up in the Bay Area, he is well recognized, rightfully so, as one of the greatest players to ever play this game, and beloved here in Northern California. So would have loved to see him play, never did, but I've seen a lot of highlights, and just the tools that he had, from obviously the numbers, Hall of Fame, some of the best numbers of all time, and this playing center field in a special era of baseball and being one of the elite players ever. I saw him on the field one time for batting practice when we played the Giants, and that was a special moment just to see him in person.
Thank you.
John Mioli, go ahead.
Brandon, what's keeping Franco out today?
He's just got a little bit of bumps and bruises. Hasn't had a day off yet. Just woke up a little bit sore, and so he'll be available off the bench today. I've been kind of looking for a day to kind of give everybody. Franco's played every inning so far, and we all felt like today was the right day to give him a breather.
Is anything in particular sore, or more sore than any other part?
Lower back.
Tough.
And Stan Charles, go ahead.
Brandon, assuming that you like to use the word trust for late inning relief pitchers, would it be fair to say that the way Cole Sulser's pitched the last 3 or 4 times out, that he's sort of regained some of that trust that you had in him last year?
Absolutely. I've been really encouraged with how Cole's been throwing the baseball. For me, I never really lost trust in Cole. I think that I put him in a really tough spot, and I take the blame for that a little bit last year. Guy hasn't had hardly any major league experience, and he's closing games in the American League East. That's not easy to do. He also pitching.
He also had the foot problem,
and he also had a major toe issue that he was trying to pitch through. So, it was the last few weeks didn't turn out the way he wanted to from a numbers standpoint because of it. And we played in so many close games too. And then we lost Castro and Givens, and there, Blyer. There wasn't a whole lot of back end guys that we went to. And so Solskjaer was put in a tough spot. Loved the way he grinded throughout the season. came in through the ball well in spring training, and I like the development of the breaking ball. The slider, I think, is improving. He's also flashing a curveball too, which is, I think, is going to be a huge help versus right-handed hitters. And now he's going with that split change right on right, which is kind of been asking him to do for a while now, and he's having some success. So, yeah, throwing the ball great, and he's going to be pitching in all different sorts of situations.
Melanie Newman, go ahead.
Brandon, you had the quick trip to Texas, but this is really the first true West Coast trip you've got to have in over a year. Does it feel any different? Is it something now that you don't take for granted anymore?
Well, I mean, I like road trips. I think that for me in a normal year, this is when teams bond, and this is when guys get together away from. It's always great to be home. You have your home routine, and a lot of times on the road is where your team really kind of gets together and the relationship is form easier because you're in hotel together, you go out to eat, etc. All those things that you do on the road. But this year is a little bit different. Also, we're still not full go, and we're still following protocols but yeah, I mean, it's nice to. It's the 6-hour plane ride's not super easy, but it is nice to be in a place you haven't been in a while, and looking forward to our first normal road trip in a long time.
Brett Hollander, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, how would you assess Mountcastle's defense right now at first base and kind of compare it to what you saw last year?
Yeah, he's working hard defensively with Manzolino almost daily. Doing the days that he plays first, he takes ground balls at first. The days that he DHs, he does stuff in both spots, so left field and first base. So we still haven't lost that. We're still working on outfield defense. He threw the bases from the outfield a couple of days ago. Still keeping that in play. But yeah, he's done a nice job over there so far. And the more he gets experience playing in the infield in the big leagues, the better. And he's shown me athleticism, that really nice play on that line drive, a couple tough hops that he's kind of tackled a little bit and got outs. They're going to continue to see him improve.